So we have a bit of a different video for you today.
Wait a minute. Disappointed!
Lately, Bungie has been under fire for issuing tone-deaf nerfs to perks that really don't hurt the game and just a general dip in the level of communication that we're used to. In addition, the divide between the new player population, which includes Guardians returning to the game after a long time off, and the experienced or dedicated community could not be greater. So, a while back, I sent out a community post, tweet, and poll in my Discord asking players how Bungie could change and improve the new/returning player experience. I got a ton of great ideas and wanted to make a video around ways I believe Bungie can make certain targeted changes that would make Destiny 2 the game it deserves to be. One that keeps experienced players coming back for more and more, and a game so appealing and engaging that new players quickly become as hooked as many of us have been over the years. This is a bit of a long one, so grab some water, popcorn, sit back, and hopefully enjoy a slight departure from my usual content.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
First and foremost, guys, a quick disclaimer. I am making this video to hopefully spark a dialogue, a productive one. Am I hoping Bungie sees this, takes all my ideas, and puts them in the game?
Yes.
Well, that would be insanely sick, but I'm not delusional. I am not a game developer, nor do I claim to know literally anything about what it takes to develop a AAA title. This is just a collection of ideas that, in the eyes of several players and my eyes, could dramatically improve Destiny 2 as we know it. That said, any comments made down below that sound like Destiny Reddit or Twitter, where it's just endless complaining or dead game or Bungie doesn't know what they're doing, will be removed.
Shut your f***ing mouth, you'll do nothing.
Again, productive dialogue. I know that lately Bungie is struggling in several ways in terms of keeping the player base happy, but please keep it respectful. We can absolutely have a difference of opinion, but negativity and harassment will not be tolerated. Harassing devs is more brain dead than... So don't do it at all, but especially don't do it here. At the end of the day, Destiny is a game that we all love, but a game. Life moves on outside of it. With all that out of the way, let's jump into how Bungie could revolutionize the new light experience. Now, before everyone immediately clicks off because you have 13,000 hours in Destiny or you haven't seen the sun in several years, hold up. New players and a growing player base are vital to Destiny's long-term success and longevity. Now that Bungie is a part of Sony, for Bungie to grow, innovate, and develop new and exciting things for us, Destiny has to continue to grow and have a thriving player base. Experienced players, we need this to happen to get what we want. I know everyone is either wanting Destiny to succeed and become the game we all think it can be, or you likely have an anime profile picture and are going to or already have commented about how you uninstalled this trash game. Cool. Thanks for sharing. No one asked. Moving on, currently the New Light experience is in desperate need of some help. For this video, I completed the New Light quest on a completely brand new account. And guys, if I was a new player, I'm not sticking around. For players that have been playing Destiny for a while, we know that we have gotten some of the best narrative experiences of any game we've ever played and have beaten some of the most challenging and exciting bosses and enemies in Destiny's history. Well, the New Light experience feels a lot like Death Stranding, where you're running around the Cosmodrome seemingly delivering packages, they just aren't strapped to your back. Now, before someone says, why don't you pull out your Sparrow? You quite literally don't have one for what feels like hours. Oh, and you're trapped in the New Light quest until you've reached a certain point. And oh my God, this... There has to be a better way. The first mission when Destiny 2 launched, and I would say spoilers, but the New Light quest literally doesn't even mention this, was you fighting through the tower as it was being destroyed. You want to talk about engaging content? We need that level of experience for our new players, not what we have now. Why not, after teaching players all about the world, the Light and Dark saga, and the basic mechanics of the game, new players were match made into a raid style of activity. Not something as mechanically difficult as a raid, but as epic as one. Imagine a guided Last Wish or Shattered Throne dungeon was how a new player finished the New Light quest. It would end with a bang. Give players a chance to fully flex their newfound power. Hell, maybe even give experienced players the ability to matchmake in and help guide these new Guardians and reward those experienced players for their time. And after completion, new players should get rewards to fit their grind as a new player. An exotic bundle or a choice of a pool of exotics similar to what we got at the end of the Witch Queen campaign would make it seem like UPS Simulator was actually worth it. After all of that, then get into the nitty-gritty of leveling.
Or just remove the power grind.
Explain the ritual playlists and how that impacts leveling.
Or just remove the power grind.
Explain the armor system from stats to combat style mod systems, and even give the Bungie app and other third-party apps more than the one splash screen that they got mentioning that they exist.
Or just remove the power.
We get that you want to remove the power grind. Don't worry. We will get there.
I just don't want leveling to suck.
Moving next to PvP. Currently, we are in a state where one section of players is happier than they were, and the other has basically stopped playing PvP altogether and are either discovering that PvE is actually really fun, or they've moved to Valorant, Apex, or Overwatch 2. Skill-based matchmaking and lever penalties were recently introduced into our quick play or social playlist in PvP and has divided the community more than ever before. I'm gonna get this out of the way now. I have an opinion on skill-based matchmaking, and for the sake of keeping everyone focused on what I'm trying to accomplish with this video.
A guy with ADHD keeping something focused, that's hilarious.
Okay, for the sake of this video, I will not be sharing my opinion. For new players or players that are new to PvP, I think Bungie could take a page from Rainbow Six Siege and add a playlist for new players looking to learn the game mode. It will have tooltips in-game, make loadout suggestions, and help guide players through various game modes where ideally we would have more than just control.
But what happens when the sweats go into that and engage in some friendly cyberbullying?
Well, experienced players simply won't have access to this playlist. Either after a certain amount of games won or time spent in the playlist, you would lose access and have to explore the other PvP playlists now that you have an idea of what's going on and a decent number of games under your belt. Doing this would remove the need for skill-based matchmaking in the control playlist and give newer players or players exploring PvP for the first time a place to truly learn the game and not get steamrolled by generic anime profile picture PvP sweat number 549. It would then alleviate the pain points experienced players feel in the general QP playlist right now with SBMM and somehow a competitive lever penalty, which I've only really seen in a handful of other games. And in certain cases like Dead by Daylight, which is just an example that comes to mind, there is only one queue. There isn't a competitive and casual queue. In games like COD or Overwatch, you have a competitive queue and...
Teagues, off topic, this is not an SBMM video.
Oh, that's right, my bad. So yeah, a beginner playlist for newer players to explore in PvP. Exotic gear and weapons are something that satisfy our highest power fantasies. Many builds I've created have revolved around one or two exotics and or how they synergize together, so this is a hugely important piece of the game. However, many weapons are paywalled behind annual expansions, and this isn't quite communicated effectively to newer or returning players. In addition, some players won't have time or want to play through an entire campaign for an older expansion due to a combination of reasons, again, like time or the fact that many storylines have been spoiled by current events in the game. So for me, it's a simple solution. The Forsaken expansion got converted into the Forsaken pack, and it includes access to all 20 of Forsaken's exotics, unlocked 3 of your choice instantly, and access to the Last Wish raid and Shattered Throne dungeon. Do this with all of the expansions. Give people the ability to pick a weapons pack or a weapons, raid, and dungeon pack and make the cost appropriate to the amount of content they get. Like for example, Beyond Light had an absolutely massive 5 exotics, so charging the same $20 like Forsaken doesn't really make sense given that they would get the Deepstone Crypt Raid and Stasis. So maybe $10? I don't know. I don't work marketing or accounting. Or have all the exotics in the game for a set amount to give people access. The main issue here, I think, is just how it's presented, because most people don't know, hey, what do I need for this or that exotic? And I get it. It's pretty confusing. So yeah, Bungie, make better ads or make it easier or clearer to take people's money. So we are next moving into a bit of overlap where these changes will impact new and experienced players. First up, this next change will alleviate so many comments I get on my build videos and honestly will benefit quite literally everyone. For the love of God, give us a mod marketplace or a way to unlock mods that isn't RNG based. Currently, we wait and play RNG roulette every day with Ada and hope that heckin' Warmind's Light and Chosen of the Warmind is finally at Ada. Guys, these are literally the only 2 mods in the game that I don't have. And I make videos on this game and I don't have these 2 mods. It's fine. Everything's fine. This system, quite literally, is not it. For new players looking to buildcraft, which is a core element of the game and something that Bungie lists as a priority for them to offer build crafting that satisfies power fantasies, not having mods for various builds is beyond disheartening and makes it hard when creators like me make builds for you guys to have fun with. I get, on average, between 3 to 5 dozen comments per build video talking about missing mods or how I wish I had the mods. Guys, this makes me super sad that y'all can't enjoy the builds to their full potential. So if I'm being honest, this is quite literally at the top of my wish list for things that I hope Bungie changes first. I'm not talking about bugs or weapon balancing or sandbox balancing in this video. It's just about adding new stuff or changing existing systems. Next, this is something that I'm hopeful the upcoming in-game LFG and commendations will fix. Currently, Sherpaing or teaching Guardians how to do raids, which is not carries or recovs because has zero incentive other than being a dope member of the community. There's no tangible in-game reward or way to show off that you carried like 100 guardians through Vow of the Disciple. Hopefully commendations will fix this and make Sherping or teaching a lot more common. That way you don't have ridiculous LFG posts like this. As of the making of this video, there isn't a ton of information on how this new system will work, but it does look promising. Adding something simple like a shader or exclusive armor set or something to that effect will absolutely incentivize experienced guardians to lend a hand to new players trying to break into new content. Finally, something that has come up a lot recently and is something that I, for one, am in favor of: rework or remove the power grind. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying make every activity easy to everyone no matter the time they invest, but as of the recording of this video, Grandmaster Nightfalls are out and I literally cannot queue in for one. My max power is 1588, which is exactly 7 short of the 1595 requirement. Now, you're probably like, dude, you make content on this game. How can you not be leveled enough for GMs? Because I make content for this game. I work a full-time job and recently went on vacation, got sick, and generally have a life outside of Destiny, and that's impacted my time to dedicate to leveling. Most creators, by the way, who are not full-time creators will tell you they actually play the game less than someone who doesn't make content, and it's accurate. Power level in some cases trivializes content, making things too easy, and in other cases, like I just discussed, makes things literally inaccessible. So for people that want to run the hardest PvE content in the game that also works 40 hours a week, or as a parent, and don't have time to grind out the artifact levels and the gear, sorry, your friends are gonna have to LFG for their third. That's a pretty big feels bad, man. Next, we jump into changes for the players that have been here for a minute and have been through the ups and downs this game has delivered. These impact everyone, but are targeted to address some things that longtime players have been asking for. First up, PvP sweat demons, rejoice, because there is one word y'all have been asking for more than anything: ranked. Bungie, the PvP community wants ranked more than anything. Trials in its current form doesn't cut it for the dedicated PvP community. In fact, why not rework Trials into a bridge between quick play and ranked? Why not have it be like a weekly Iron Banner type of event where only on the weekends you have to get 7 wins for Adept loot, but to those that want to go flawless, insane cosmetic rewards and other exclusive rewards to show off that achievement. I mean, guys, I've mentioned cosmetics enough in this video to say, Bungie, I think we're fine with cosmetics as rewards. Sometimes we just want the drip. A ranked playlist would be perfect and give the sweatiest of the sweaties a place to, well, sweat their eyeballs out and give everyone else a place to grind and strive to improve to reach that next rank. Cosmetic rewards, exotic drops, weapon drops, hell, crafting material drops. You could quite literally throw anything at each rank up. Hopefully the rumored comp rework for Season 19 brings the PvP community exactly what we've been waiting for. Another small thing that Bungie could add would be deeper customization of custom PvP games and add spectators. Adding a spectator mode would be amazing from a content creation standpoint and allow for better coaching and more entertaining and engaging custom game possibilities. Moving next to PvE, for the love of God, Bungie, master seasonal activities should be match made.
For the love of God!
LFGing for Master Catch Crash is literal pain and should not be a thing. These types of activities should be match made and should have matchmaking requirements in order to queue, like at least one champ mod or something like that. This would be a big change for honestly everyone, because I guarantee newer players, or hell, even solo players, look at Master Catch Crash, see that matchmaking is off, and probably go, oh well, and forget it exists. And then next season, the same seasonal master activity rolls around and it happens all over again. Moving on, for our sweatiest of PvE players, I think custom strikes, nightfalls, or raids where the team going in picks the modifiers and gets rewards based on like how crazy it is would be huge. You want to go in with only a certain burn, or do you want to go in and have the hardest experience of your lives and turn on everything? I think this should be possible. Make Glassway absolutely awful. Make Lightblade darn near impossible. Give Salta Greppo something hard enough where he asks for the div nerf to be reverted. Rewards based on the combinations or amount of modifiers equipped should be cosmetic, exotic weapon, or armor, or something else. This would allow for an even greater challenge than Master Raids, which are not exactly appealing in their current state, and offer something harder than Grandmaster Nightfalls to satisfy the sweatiest of the sweaties. Now, this video could go on and on with various quality of life changes, like giving crafted weapons a second row of perks, which they recently said they might look into. That way we can switch between PvE and PvP and several other things, but given that we've already kind of been talking for a while, and this is very different from my usual stuff, I think we'll just go ahead and call it here. Given that this addresses a ton of different things that fix or address pain points for all of us, what are some things that you'd like to see added to the game? Is there anything else that you'd change? I'm not really looking for like nerf this or buff that, as this video would be literally irrelevant in probably about a week or two. That said, tons more build videos and the stuff that you're used to is coming real soon. So make sure you're subscribed, hit that bell, and smack the like button. Thank you for watching today's different video. And until the next one, I have been Teagues. You have been beautiful. Peace.